What is going on, everyone? It's Tyler, your #1 squid, back for another video. So I don't know if I told you guys in a video that we were doing this or not, but we just got back from what was supposed to be a 4,000 kilometer road trip. 22 hours north, 22 hours back. And do I have a story for you today? Oh, a little twisty action here. Man, look at these fucking turns, man. Man, I suck at left turns, I'll tell you that much. Especially blind ones when I'm sketched out about a car coming. Woo! Some twisty action today, boys. Anyways, so first things first, let me preface this by saying we were planning on, and I say we as in my girlfriend and I, we were planning this probably since last year, this trip, to go all the way up north, come all the way back, basically to the Ontario-Manitoba border, at least 3 hours south of it, which is a lot of riding, especially on something like this. And I mean, this one's a little bit more lax. Like, her bike is full-on sport bike, little Ninja 250, right? That's a lot of kilometers for this, let alone that bike. Plus, we had a pack on the back of this thing, and both of our backpacks were loaded to the nines. More twisties. Man, this bike sounds good, dude. Obviously, we kind of had to hustle because I don't know if you noticed, but a couple videos ago, my girlfriend crashed her little Ninja on the way up to Dover this year. So we hustled. We were gonna film the whole process. I know I made a video of taking the bike apart. If you didn't see that, I'll put the link in the description for that guy. We were gonna film the whole process of working on the bike together, power couple, put that bike together, film it all, take it slow. Emily can learn some stuff, and she did. We were just on a bit of a time crunch, especially because parts turned out to be a little bit harder to find than we thought they were. At least cheap parts, and I'm cheap. I'm pretty frugal when it comes to that stuff, being a mechanic, just because I know how much people upcharge. I've been in the part out business for a while, so it hurts me when I gotta pay a lot of money for a part, especially when it's a 2003 Ninja 250, which literally did not change from like 1987 all the way up to 2006 or something stupid like that. So I didn't think the part hunt was going to be as crazy as it was, but we got it all. We put it all back together. She was mint, ready for the road trip. Anyway, so we set off on our road trip. I bought a whole bunch of batteries. I bought a massive SD card for my GoPro. I was fully ready to take this road trip and film all of it for you guys. So we set off. Everything was going all right. A little twisty action on the Harley. Man, this road sucks. I don't know if you remember in the last video me talking about how I had a brand new tire on this bike. So I bought the tire in March, probably installed it late March, early April. I have not been able to open this bike up basically since we got back. Anyways, I gotta stop getting off track, man. I swear to God, my ADHD is just not great for videos for you guys. See, this is what I don't like. I don't like the really shitty pavement. Like, the pavement is nice, but like tracks and stuff like this in the pavement, that stuff sketches me out trying to go around corner, because you got a track in the pavement and that little edge on the track is all that your contact of your tire is making. You know, I went over the bike before we left. I checked all the stuff, signals, this, that, chain tension, lubed the chains. I did an oil change on my bike. Her oil was basically brand new, so I didn't do it on hers. And I didn't think to look like, oh, how is my brand new tire doing after maybe 1,500 kilometers I'd done in the season already? I didn't think to check, oh, let's look at this brand new tire I just put on. So we do our first stint, stop at a gas station. I'm waiting for my girlfriend to come out from the washroom, and I'm looking at my back tire. I'm like, man, this fucking thing looks like it's almost down to the wear bar. And that's when it hit me. I was like, God damn, we're about to try and do 4,000 kilometers and this tire looks like it's already on its last leg. And from that point on, I was like, man, I kept checking because we were stopping roughly every hour-ish so that I could change out my GoPro batteries and we'd get gas or whatever, just because, especially when we got up a little bit more north, the gas stations are few and far between. And this thing realistically, I mean, on the trip I was able to push it past 200 kilometers because it wasn't really trying, riding with a little 250. But I planned the route for gas stations basically every 200 kilometers or so. Jesus, look at this. Oh, this is a dirt road. I ain't going down here. Go up to the next one. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, is this tire gonna make it? Like, if we go all the way the butt up north and this tire is completely bald, where the fuck am I gonna get a tire in this size up there? Plus, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, I've only done 1,500 kilometers on this tire. It should be under warranty at least. We got to our first stop, which was visiting my buddy up in North Bay. And I basically, right then and there, had to make the decision, like, do we press on? What do we do here? Like, I kind of had a feeling then and there, like, this tire, if it does make it all the way up and back, that tire is just gonna ruin my trip altogether. The whole time I'm just gonna be thinking about my tire wearing out and us getting into a sticky situation. I made the executive decision to call it that day. So what we did, instead of turning around right at our buddy's place, I said, you know what, we can't cancel our hotel for the night, it's too late already. We may as well at least make the best out of the first day, because we were planning on doing 3 days up, 3 days back. So I said, you know what, let's make the best out of our first day. Let's ride our first day's ride up to our hotel, stay in our hotel that we're gonna have to pay for anyways, and then we'll turn around and we'll come back at that point, because clearly the tire is not gonna make it the full 4,000 kilometers. But I had faith that it was gonna make it there and back, especially if I was kind of easy on it and doing a lot of I was doing a lot of this once I realized my tire was starting to wear out, because obviously the 1,500 kilometers I put on the tire already have been mostly highway riding and stuff like this, where I'm not hitting aggressive corners, so obviously it's gonna wear down the center of the tire. So we rode up to a town in somewhat central Ontario, I guess you could say, and it was good. The night was good. I was pretty relieved when I made the decision, because in my head I was stressed about it the whole time. So like, it sucks, we were going up to visit family, but I'm sure the family understand if my tire were to wear out and it were to blow out or something, or we got stuck in the middle of nowhere. Nobody wants that. That's a bad situation. That's an unsafe situation for me, and then obviously being family, they didn't want that for anybody. So it sucks, but it is what it is. Now you might be saying to yourself, why in the world are you making a video to explain all this? Why not just let the footage speak for itself that you have? Well, here's the thing about that. 90% of the footage that I had is gone. So the stuff before we decided that we were gonna turn around, I just wiped, because it didn't make any sense to have this video saying, oh, we're doing this 4,000 kilometer road trip, and then all of a sudden we're not. It just wasn't good content. So I got rid of all that, and I said, okay, so the 8-hour trek home, I'll make like some sort of a video series, and that will be my road trip video series. Again, charged up all the GoPros. We actually decided, just because we were pretty beat up after the first day. 8 hours of riding on these bikes, fully loaded, was not fun. Like, we were both hurting by the end of the first day. Everything was kind of sore. My wrist was sore on this side. My legs were sore from being all angled up like this. And our butts, for sure, 100% were sore. We decided to talk to my buddy that we met up with the first day and said, hey, can we stay at your place the following night? Just because obviously we were beat up. We decided, you know what, let's not do another 8-hour day back to back if we don't have to. And we have a place to stop, we may as well just do 4 hours and 4 hours. Off we go again. Filmed the whole intro, filmed the first day. Really good set of videos, especially the first day. Because the views, even along the highway, the views of central Ontario, once you get out of the cities and the heavy stuff, the views are immaculate. Like, awesome views. I got some awesome footage of me and my better half riding that part of Ontario. I knew after that I would have to unload the footage, and I was set up for it. We brought the laptop, I brought my little hard drive thing. So I unloaded onto a SSD hard drive that I have. I unloaded the first trip's footage. I unloaded that trip's footage the second day, the 4 hours the second day. And then I thought, okay, well, obviously we can make it home and I'll just unload the rest of the footage when I get home. So we do our second day. We film our second days of footage. It's not super great, just because we're getting back to the crazy sections. We're getting back to the crazy busy highways again. Yeah, it just wasn't a great second day. And I told the camera that. I was basically just gonna make the second day like its own part, just kind of like a montage of the stuff that we saw the second day. So we do the second day, trip's over, I get home, and I start loading from the GoPro. I start unloading from the hard drive that I had. I know that I don't want to use any of the footage from the first day, so I grabbed what I thought was the footage from just the first day of our failed attempt at starting our long road trip that we had to turn around on, and I hit delete. Because I hit delete on the hard drive, I accidentally deleted the footage from the second day, the first 4 hours. So long story short, the only footage I have from that entire trip is the second half of the first day, or is the second half of the second day, which is the worst footage out of everything. We were tired, we were beat up, we were miserable, and we were riding through like stuff like this, city stuff. I mean, there were a couple areas that I really liked, and I'm probably gonna end up skimming through the footage, and you guys are gonna see the footage of anything good from that day in the next video. But I just wanted to make this basically to explain to you guys why my absence has been a thing, you know? If that even makes any sense. I don't know why I said it like that, but that's where I've been. I think the craziest part about this whole situation is the months and months I spent planning. Like, you should have seen how meticulous I was planning this thing. Planned out all the stops, just because a lot of the highway, especially when you get up north, there's no service. Like, we have our phones for maps, even if it's offline maps, but once you're out of service, it's like you can't, if you get lost or something, man, or if you run out of gas, you can't look up gas station, you can't look up anything. So I had the whole route planned out. Gas stops, hotels were pre-booked, like everything. I knew exactly when we were leaving, which place. Like, crazy how much I don't spend that much time on anything, you know? So like packing, like I fully prepared for this trip, and I say that in air quotes because it ended up coming down to a bald tire is what ended up screwing us, that I should have checked. And yeah, costly lesson for sure. Did not think a new tire with 1,500 kilometers on it wasn't going to make it another 4,000 kilometers. I think it's a bit ridiculous that these wore out so fast. That was my excitement the past couple of weeks, kind of winding down from that. I'll tell you, after you ride 16 hours over 3 days, you don't really want to ride your bike anymore than like an hour at a time for the next couple bit, but at least not something like this. We were hurting for a bit, that's for sure. Everything was sore after that. We had to let our bodies heal a little bit before getting back on it. Anyways, guys, like I said, the next video is probably going to be just the footage that I had of the trip on the second day. So look forward to that, or don't. The footage is probably not going to be that great anyways, but I thought I'd upload it just to kind of show you what we were experiencing the the last day of our trip. Anyways, we're gonna try and end this season off with a bang. Some more videos going for you guys. Still haven't heard back about the warranty on this tire, but to be honest, still got a little bit life left back in it since we didn't decide to go 4,000 kilometers on it. If you enjoy my content, guys, remember to subscribe, share it with your boys. All one big motorcycle family is what I'm trying to do here. I don't care if you ride a liter bike like this or a little 50cc Vespa. Get out and ride, guys. If I can do a 16-hour road trip on this thing and be like, yeah, I can want to continue to ride, then you guys gotta try it, man, because it's the best sport in the world, that's for sure. Anyways, guys, remember to always keep hustling, and most importantly, be kind.